Chapter 0, Course Introduction. Lesson 0.1, Course Elements. So what is this course? It's a live service production course for games. We want to understand how we release games and then continually manage those releases. We want to understand the major differences between game development when you're building your game and you're getting it ready to release and then you submit and hopefully it's approved, to release and ongoing support and post-release live service support. We want to know what the tools are for managing a live service game. How do you manage a live service game? It's very different from managing game development when you're building the game and there aren't players in the game. We want to get insight into technical requirements of a live service game. So there's a lot that goes into managing a live service game where players are in your game and they're playing and you have to keep them happy, and then you also have to build things in the background, new features, so you can keep players engaged for years to come. So who is this course for? This course is for game producers. Game producers who want to hone their skills in live service production. They perhaps have gone into development, maybe developed a game, worked on some games, but launched a game, but they haven't done live service production yet, and they have that gap in their resume, in their skill set, and maybe they're seeing roles that have a requirement for live service production, and they want to grab those, apply to those roles, and have some knowledge around that, and be able to talk around tools, and also bring something to the table when they talk about live service production and live service game management. Developers. So this course is also for developers. If you're an indie developer or you're a developer in general, that can be art, design, engineering, QA test, anything across the board, and you want to understand how to harden the process around live service production. Maybe you work on an indie game. Maybe it's a small game that you're working on right now that's getting ready to release and will be live service, and you want to understand how you can support that ahead of your release. This course is for you. We're going to talk about a lot of problems that we run into, use cases, and how to avoid those problems in live service game releases. Lateral movers. So you worked in spreadsheets, you may be a program manager or a TPM, technical program manager somewhere, and you want to take that lateral move into game development and game production. This course is for you. It's so you can understand the differences between live service game production and live service game management, and maybe app or deployment in other non-game development environments. It's to help you familiarize with game development nuances that maybe are very different from app and general technology development. And then game QA. Maybe you're a lead QA tester, you've been in test for a few years, you've worked on a number of games, you want to move up into game production, and you want to get that first step into a production role. I recommend you take my game production course first if you haven't already, or in companion to this course. That sets out the how to run and manage a game through development. And this course is about running and managing a game in live service. So you want to get a head start and understand how to do that and be able to talk with knowledge and some experience about live service game production when you land that role. So what is the course structure? This course has been broken out into 7 chapters with a supplemental course introduction chapter, which we're looking at now. I've spent a long time gathering the information for this course, collating the information, trying to think about what's important to you, what's not important, and organizing that. And it fell nicely into these 7 chapters. So we have course introduction, and then an overview of live service production, where we're going to talk about the live service producer role, what is a live service game versus a live game, and really kind of understand at the top level what those things are, so you can talk to those and you have that understanding. Next is stabilization, and this is essential for any live service game or live operations org, where we want to make sure that our game and services are stable so they don't impact our end user, our players, and they don't get upset when suddenly account doesn't work or login doesn't work or payments and monetization doesn't work. And then we have repeatable process. This again is essential to any live service or live ops organization. We want to make sure that we can do deployments, updates, and we can do these each and every time, and we don't have breaks in service. So understanding live service repeatable process is an essential part of a successful org. And then talking about success, communicating for success. So, communicating for success. We want to be able to communicate internally in our game development team that's supporting our live service game, and with our live ops organization, and then with players as well. We want to make sure that we're communicating, and communication is key. Then monitoring community and customer service. Our players have a lot of feedback, and sometimes it's not great. It can be quite brutal. And we want to be able to understand how community teams and customer support teams work, how we integrate with those, and how we look at player feedback and we review and triage that and figure out what to action on. And then data and analytics for producers. This is for game producers, live service producers. This is not going to be as in-depth as a product manager data and analytics course could be, or should be, sorry. This is focused for producers, so it's about implementing analytics, supporting data pipelines, and data and analytics that are important for live service game producers. And then finally, we have live events and updates. Our game is live. It's a live service. We want to have live events. Do X thing Y number of times to get Z item, right? Or Z item, depending on where you're from. We want to be able to deploy those, manage those, repeat them, right? Update them. How do we do that? How do we do updates without interrupting service to our players? So this is a course structure that we're going to go through. I am going to add more video lessons to this course over time. So it's going to grow as best practice come in and new learnings come in live service game production. So let's take a look at our course introduction. So right now we are in the introduction lesson, just breaking this out. Next, we're going to talk about launching your game and surviving day one. And this is really a overview light story that we're going to follow in this course about a fictional game release and game development studio and the things that they perhaps didn't do so well. I won't say did wrong, but didn't do so well that impacted their live game launch. Maybe they were good decisions in development, but as you launch, go into live service, maybe they're hitting them. And then throughout the course, we're going to talk about how we can resolve those issues. So really using this high-level storyline about this fictional studio to frame some of the things we're talking about in this course. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson.